welcome to the tutorial video on how to make your own map for different either data sets or collaborative information. You'll see this is a model map, and we did in our master's class birthplace of authors we teach, and you can kind of see a diverse spread of different authors, and we're going to demonstrate, or I'm going to demonstrate, how to mimic this by using Google Map features. So one of the first things I like to do is in Google just type in My Maps, and when you do, you'll see a couple different options. I choose this one right here where it says My Maps About. Then you'll get to this one that says Get Started. You'll see a variety of different maps that I've created, but we're going to go ahead and create a new map just like you would. Our map is untitled, so let's title it Birthplace of Authors We Teach. And we'll title this 3, just so that way we make sure that we don't interact with any others, so that we were using for extra demonstration. So one of the first things that we want to do is add layers to this, and you'll notice that just works like just any other like Google Maps. You can zoom in and zoom out. Add layers just means different parts that you can focus in on that will give you more data information. So for example, if we rename this layer, we'll title this layer 9th grade. That means that anything that we put in this layer will be for and targeted as 9th grade. So we add a layer. Let's add another one and another one. And what we can do is rename this layer, and we can title this one 10th grade. We can then rename this layer and call it 11th. And then rename this layer and title it 12th. And so now what we could do is, if we were to, for example, in an English department meeting, and if everyone were to find all the books that they teach and look at the authors and where they're born, we can see, do we have diversity in the classroom? Maybe more global diversity, and we can see if that's being effective or not. So that's kind of the theory behind it, but so the practice. Well, let's deselect these other ones, so that way we're just focusing on 9th grade. And I have a couple examples that you'll notice here on selected for us. Let's go ahead and start with a 9th grade example. Let's start with the famous John Steinbeck, and he was born in Salinas, California. Oops, sorry about that. We'll go back to here. So let's type in Salinas, California. And once we're ready to set, we can add this to the map. Now, we don't want Salinas, California as our title, so what we're going to do is edit. And in this first section, we'll label it John Steinbeck, and popular 9th grade text is Of Mice and Men. And we're going to go ahead and save that. And we can do different things. Let's say all 9th grade are going to be green. So we can change this color to green. And among that, if we go back to edit, sorry about that. I believe I was looking for, we can click out. And then you notice right here it says John Steinbeck is going to be selected once again. There's our color and our style that we could use, and if you notice, there's some icons, so we can change it to a variety of different things. But I think this one, if you can click more icons, and my goodness, you have different places and sports and transportation and animals, so lots of different ways that you can really own and edit and make some variety in this. But we'll switch to something fun. Let's just go with the home button here, so we know that this is where his home, or where he was born. And now, once we scroll out of the map, you'll notice that in this little green button, we have our first author who was born in California. So we can deselect 9th grade and select 10th grade. But before we do, I wanted to add one last feature, and I do apologize. If we click this again, we can add a photo. So if we go here, sorry about that, we don't want to purchase it, you should have already have this. Save image as, and we can just put in our downloads, and we'll tie this Of Mice and Men. We'll save. And as we go here, we can add an image. Now we can upload, and I'll show you a variety of different things that you can do, but let's say we select this one, and we'll go to our downloads, and we see Of Mice and Men. Okay, and it's going to upload for us. And then we save. So now, even later, when we overview this area, we have the author and a nice little image graphic to go with it. So now we'll go back to 10th grade, and for the 10th grade I have, for example, we have a popular book, The Alchemist, Paulo Coelho. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And if you look, he was born in Rio de Janeiro. So we'll go to here and type in Rio de Janeiro. And luckily it selects it right for us. We're going to add this to the map again. And let's say we're going to have the 10th grade color as red. And we go back and we can add that home icon to make it a little bit more intricate. We'll edit and we can change the name to Paulo and Coelho. And The Alchemist, and we can save. So now we do the picture. There's another way that we could do this, where if we have this picture selected, for example, and if you control click, you can open image in a new tab. And what that does is it just has the image for you. So now what we could do as an option, if this is easier or quicker, when we add an image, we can do a Google image search. We can take and copy this and paste it, and there it is. Select, and perfect, our image, and save. And we'll do it one last time for 11th grade. And so in this instance, we'll use Edgar Allan Poe, a very American lit, very famous. He was born in Baltimore. Interesting enough, we're also where he died. So we'll type in Baltimore. Okay, we'll add that again to the map, and we'll say that this color is going to be, let's go purple. And we'll have the home button. We'll add edit. We'll change to Edgar Allan Poe. And we'll use one of his work, The Raven, and we'll save. We'll do kind of the same idea. I think this is just a quicker option to open in a new tab. And then just to copy that. So that way when we do the add the image and we decide to add a new one, the Raven will pop up and we'll save. So now once we select all of these and we zoom out, you'll notice we have a nice map of different locations of where everyone are. And as we get more complex and more collaborators, we'll eventually get to something right here, where we have, and we can take a look, and the advantage as well. Elie Wiesel is going to be born here in Poland in 9th grade, and this is 10th grade. Alan Moore, V for Vendetta, was born in Northampton, the UK. Well, now we can add the 9th grade to this. So now we have Shakespeare and Sherman Alexie, Patty Benson in Canada. So we now can really look at a collaborative map and see just where all these authors are coming from. And by looking at this map, I would say that we are representing a diversity tremendously in the United States, of course, as we read a lot of American literature and parts of Canada. Well, we do have some global maps as well. It looks like if we were to go into out of the United States, we have some representation here in Europe, and it looks like a couple stories as well in China, but I don't see any from Russia, and certainly nothing from Africa. So if I was in a departing meeting, I would say maybe we could include more literature globally. And this is just one of the tools that you can use for this maps, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how you can use it. And now that you know how to layer, change colors, add pictures, once you're ready, you can go ahead and share these maps, and you notice this one's only shared to me, but you can have access and you can change it. So now it's public. Anyone on the web is more than welcome to view this map and enjoy it. And if you click the preview button, it'll now have a nice little permanent preview and great guide on all the different details that you put into it. Thank you very much for enjoying this tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and sign on out.